All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the oak tag, because you know what we're doing now. We are taking this pattern. Remember, we did the muslin sample. It was wonderful, turned out good. So this is finalized. All right, so here's the oak tag. You know, the oak tag comes on a roll, and the really true oak tag has green on the other side. One side is manila, the other side is green. Okay, why is that? That's really important for when the manufacturers and the factories, when they begin to make the marker for from your patterns, if they have to flip a pattern the other way, then it's easily detected, okay, that's a flipped pattern. So that's why we like it like this. Now, if you go and buy the heavy paper, manila papers, manila on both sides, you can use this. It's okay. You can use this, but the professional way is with the oak tag. Now, of course, some of you may say, well, we're doing a lot of computerized things. Yes, we know we're doing a lot of computerized things, but think about it. You have to know the manual way before you can tell the computer what to do. But that's going to be in another segment, okay? All right, so here's the oak tag. The oak tag has an edge on it, like a grain line. So when you lay your patterns down on the oak tag, and normally you would lay them down, this is the face up, then you would lay them down that way. And if it's a back or whatever it is, it's a straight line, go with the straight line. If you want to, you can go on the cross, but preferably we go on the straight line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the oak tag and show you exactly what you need to do. Get ready. Get your oak tag ready. Right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have our oak tag. Here's the line, the grain line. I'm calling it the grain line. It's the edge of the paper. I'm just going to go ahead and place, since I have a straight line on my pattern, why cut it if I already have a straight line from the oak tag? So I'm just going to go ahead and just make sure it doesn't move. So I'm taping it a little bit right here, because I want to make sure it stays in place. Because when you making your pattern, think about it, this sloper is going to be used throughout your business. Okay, now I take my long arm stapler and I'm just going to staple it. Reason why I taped it is because I want to make sure my edges stay down. Now I'm just going to go ahead and staple it, make sure it's in place, so on and so. From this paper, when you're putting it on oak tag, you have to make sure everything is precise. If this hem is supposed to be squared out, get your L square. And remember, we talked about this before, how you square your line. Your L square has to be on an existing line, and you want to make sure you get it squared out. There we go. That's my line. All right. And I know this is another straight line. So I'm going over some things. Sometimes when you have your first draft, it looks good, but you want to make sure that it's correct. You want to do your lines really good. That line looks good, but if I want to make sure I see it really good, I'm going to go ahead and just come over with my very curved rule, my hip rule, and good. It looks good. I can see it really good. I can see this line up here. When you get ready to cut, like we talked about before, all right, here are your pattern making shears. You don't hold them up and cut. Keep them down and slide and guide. I used to have a pattern making teacher, a grading teacher. When we cut something, I'll show you what he used to do with us. From FIT, when I was in Fashion Institute of Technology, and I'm learning how to cut, so on and so forth. He'd walk around the room, and then we'd say, yes, we're done, blah, 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 blah. Then he'd just come, he would just take his hand, his finger, and just go on the edge. If it was jagged, he'd give it back to us till it cut it again. Because things have to be straight, professional. This edge, when you start grading, everything goes from the cut edge. Remember that. So now, and remember, I am cutting, I'm looking at it, it's right here, and I keep my scissor on the table, and I pull back this part here, and I'm gliding along. I'm gliding. I'm not doing this, ladies, and I'm not going. No. We're not taking chops. No Pac-Man. Nothing like that. What we doing is nice and gliding it very nicely. Professional. Graceful. We care about the pattern. This is your work that you're doing. Your expertise. Care about it. Do it right. Somebody comes behind you and says something is wrong with it, you can honestly tell them, no, I took care when I did this. I know what I'm doing when I did this. My lines are nice and smooth. My cuts are nice and smooth. Because remember, people are going to be using this. And when they use it, you don't want it to come back to you that something is wrong. So you check it again. All right, let's do our notches. Notch for our darts. We want to notch the hip level. Now let's talk about the awl, AWL. It's sort of like an ice pick, but it's not, because it has a hole in it. Because when we do the awl, I'm gonna put a piece of paper underneath so I don't get holes in the table. I want to go through and through the paper. I don't want to just get an ice pick and stick it like that, because the paper is still in there. I want to get my awl, and I'm just going to go like this and make sure that it's through and through. I don't know if you can see that little hole, but that's through and through. So when you lay stuff down and you mark it, the hole is right there. You don't have to say, oh, this is not going through. You can see it. So I'm going to show you one more time. Here we go. Am I in a good spot? Come right here. I'm going to go, and I'm just going to dun, 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 dun. Now, we talked about the awl when we did the introduction to the pattern making tools. So this should not be new to you if you've been going in succession and looking at the videos like you should. Okay. Okay, let me make sure. I got to do a little bit more. You know, just nice and hard. And there we go. It's out. So there are our holes. We can see through them. We can mark through them. That's very important. All right, this is how you transfer it to oak tag. Next, we're going to finalize it, and then we'll be done.